herzlich willkommen wieder zurück zu eurem Folie von Folies Gamer aus einer neuen Folge Let's Play. Das Sharpshifting... Das H... 1, 2. Das Sharpshifting Detektive. So, jetzt haben wir es. Schweres Wort. Nein, wir sind auf jeden Fall recht gut vorangekommen. Allerdings brennt es uns natürlich aus bei einem ersten Part. Da habe ich wohl die falsche Frage gestellt. Ich hoffe mal, dass ich mal die richtigen Fragen stelle. Beziehungsweise nach der richtigen Lösung suche. Wer denn unser mysteriöser Mörder ist. Ja, jetzt würde ich mal sagen, Shapeshifting Detektive Part 2. Hier bei Folies Game House. Ihr findet uns natürlich auf Twitch, Instagram, Facebook und im selbigen Namen. Wie hier auf YouTube. Folies Game House. So, ich bin euer Folie und wir starten weiter. Und ich betone es auch hier im Part 2, es ist ein interaktives Game, also von daher sind wir gleich mittendrin in den Fragen normalerweise.
No. Lexi needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time it comes up with nothing. Or a sordid comment directed at Lexi. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest.
Yep.
Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexi used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out the rota.
Also wir spielen in den Funktionen nochmal, für die es noch vielleicht im ersten Part nicht mitbekommen haben. Wir spielen die Funktion eines Detective. Wir haben den Fall zugewiesen bekommen. Und zwar unser Name ist Sam und wir müssen halt rausfinden, wer die gewisse Person bzw. die Frau ermordet hat. Und fragen natürlich die verschiedenen Leute in einer Pension durch oder Motel, Pension, Motel, wer die letzte Nacht noch alles letztes gesehen hat. Und ja, somit versuchen wir halt natürlich diesen Mord zu ermitteln, wer der Täter ist.
This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexi contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveler who died here.
Ein Zeitreisen?
Yes. Well, not just time travel, time and space travel is also possible. If we accept the fact there are multiple realities, we must also accept there are others like us who found a way to travel between these realities.
And I know, by the sounds of it, this dream feels very sad, and it feels like it's full of grief. Robin, you're not alone. There are so many of us that go through situations like this, so similar to yours, but please don't
Hi Sam, back for more already? No, I think Bronwyn met him though. You'd have to ask her, or him. It's not my place to say. Oh, it's just your run-of-the-mill spirit communication device. Want to know how it works? Cool, okay. So Ouija boards send us messages from the spirit world, right? But where is the spirit world? I mean, there's planets and stars in space. The spirit world must be really far away beyond all that. With so far to travel, messages from the spirit world must take ages to get here. Like how light from the sun takes 8 minutes or something to reach us. You still with me? Oh, you're sweet. Where was I? Oh, so here's my point. The spirit world is actually several hours ahead of us. That's how we get messages about things that haven't happened yet. That's how we got Dorota's name. Because in the spirit world, she was already dead. I know, mind-blowing. Traveller? That's a really old role-playing game, isn't it? Oh, did he now? Well then, you know what I know. I guess you must be a part of our inner circle. How does it feel? Cheeky? Are you flirting with me? Oh dear, am I blushing again? There's a murder to solve. Maybe you should do that first, then me. No, not like that. I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? Ron was worried about me not having an alibi. She was logged in doing phone readings, so she's alright. But there's nothing to prove that I was here. I was though, cross my heart and hope to die.
Doing everything that you do, you'd detract their attention.
Yeah, because they're busy. They're busy in his dream, aren't they?
They are, and you said that the sharks don't seem to notice you because you're just carrying on as normal. But Marek, what I'd like to say to you is that maybe you're worrying too much about these negative people. If what you're doing is a positive thing, then you should always be receiving positive things in return. If they're a negative person, you don't necessarily need to give them all of your time and your emotions. So perhaps, Marek, you need to take a step back, I think, in this case.
Very good.
Thank you for your dreams.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
The Calling. Read by Jessa. From the Jessa Chin.
So, dann besuchen wir nochmal Mr. Brown. Gucken, wie die drauf ist.
It's Lexi's. I like to think it works the way most metaphysical things work. Through energy. Everything is energy. You, me, that chair. If you focus hard enough on something, you attract energy, like an electrical current that connects A to B and lights up a bulb.
It spoke. Your body is nothing more than a prison for your consciousness. Your wardens have long since forgotten you. When I used the knife, it hurt.
Okay, haben wir zumindest
And I
sicher
passed
die
out.
Violet.
Perhaps I was the messenger. Yes.
Ah. Die hat auch nichts
It is
Neues.
the others I must set free.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Mother. Read by Brandy.
I told you to leave. When I see Chief DuPont, there's going to be trouble.
Penn started putting on weight.
There he goes. Got any proof? Get proof. Then I can haul them in. I'm a bit busy, Sam. Maybe you can go on my behalf. I'm a bit busy, Sam. Maybe you can go on my behalf. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Roman and Lexi lied about their alibis. I'm thinking what to do about it. Apparently, Lexi used a Ouija board to get Dorota's name. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Dorota's boyfriend Oscar is in the clear as far as I'm concerned, but I'm still waiting to hear what he tells you. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. And finally, you pulled the name Zach Weston from somewhere, saying he's the town photographer? I've never run into him. Still, I guess I'm not in the papers that much. That's it.
So. Das ist immer natürlich ein weiter, der hilft uns natürlich nicht viel. Der Chief. Das habe ich mir schon fast gedacht.
Her mother. The first appointment at the clinic cost most of Mother's jewelry.
I told you to leave. When I see Chief DuPont, there's going to be trouble.
That cost Penn her.
I told you to leave. When I see Chief DuPont, there's going to be trouble.
A human vessel was out of the question. Animals were cheaper. Bigger ones cost more, but only one kind would do. The African gray was.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
The sight of the bird's claws, her mother's claws, piercing the chair's upholstery, pierced Penn's eyes. She didn't have to try. Like the good girl she always was. Look at the baby, the parrot squawked. Poor baby Penn, cry baby Penn, pull yourself together. After a couple of weeks, Penn's like an attic mouse she'd foolishly dreamed of keeping. Parrot was better at being mother than Mother had been. It was when Penn stole a breadcrumb from the kitchen counter, the parrot saw. Can't even resist a crumb, it sang. What a joke you are! In 2 months, Penn grew thinner than she'd ever been. Thinner and harder. There were no more soft little rolls of fat to make.
Das Zimmer.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
And today, what do you think it is?
Oh, wow.
Tell the listeners a bit more about what the object is.
Chief DuPont, there's been loads of people coming around asking questions. I don't even know half of them.
Has Sam been to see you? The detective? Bronwyn is still prime suspect. Did
Not that I know of. She collected thimbles. She said she didn't need any. She had hard calluses on her fingers from all the cello.
Have you looked in Dorota's bedroom?
Maybe anyone else going for a Juilliard scholarship? But other than that, not really.
Has Sam been to see you? The detective?
No? Wait, I get it now. Yeah, someone dropped by. I'm not speaking to them though.
You should.
Really? Alright. But I don't think they're taking Dorota's murder seriously enough.
Bronwyn is still prime suspect.
I know, I agree. Because she tipped you off. If I manage to get into her room, what am I looking for again?
Anything that ties her to the murder.
Okay. That sounds easier said than done though.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Night.
So, jetzt habe ich das ein bisschen verstanden, dass man dann auch den Charakter wechseln
Open at
kann.
Midnight by Martin
ja.
Oten, read by Lacey Finley.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
So, jetzt müsste ich aus dem Zimmer erstmal raus.
The streets, and this old timer was out late. The youths nodded to each other, took final swigs from their cans of beer, and strolled blithely down the pavement, tracking the pensioner.
Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, hanging out. I left at about 5. Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music.
Wie lange warst du mit Dorota in einer Beziehung? Und hast du...
Not long, a couple of months maybe. We did care for each other. No? Why? Chief DuPont said there was no signs of anything like that. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place he could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Yeah, it's big enough for 2 people to have sex in. On all 4s. She had a few kinks, nothing weird. Yeah, a band from the 60s. I'm not discussing this with you.
Er ist ein bisschen nervös. Zuppelt jetzt mittlerweile schon an seinem Hemd und an seinem Hemd auch. An den Ring dreht er die ganze Zeit.
Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke. That's personal. I can't really explain it. I'm just floating at the moment. Nothing seems real. Yeah, but she said she couldn't, so... No, not to me anyway. She wasn't into fortune telling or any of that stuff. Yeah, Chief DuPont told me. He thinks it's one of them that killed her. Bronwyn? That's disturbing. That's impossible. I don't think those two ever met. Why would she say that?
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between 2 cars. There are no reports of any serious injuries, but you might want to take a different route for now.
Oh no. It's going to be one of those nights, Poe.
Stick with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Normal life.
Weiter.
Wrong. So wrong. At least I knew what to do when the dream started.
If you have anything else on Zach Weston, let me know. And I'm all for a good boudoir picture, but who are they for? There's definitely a strong connection between those two then. Perhaps go and ask him about it?
A worthwhile lifestyle. A steady girlfriend.
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online.
What?
Yes. What do you want? The Shores. Oh, you mean that girl who got killed? What was her name? Dorothy? I see a lot of faces in my studio, but I'm not good with names. Wait. Dorota? I remember now.
Nah.
Here. I'm usually here most nights. Only the roof rats. For the August Chronicle, she won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. If you ask me to drive there without my sat-nav, no. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Her on the cello. Yeah. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Oh, hang on. Do you see what I see? Nothing. She's just a very attractive girl. That's all. What do you mean? I don't think I like what you're implying, Detective. Is that all? Friends? Yes. I know Violet very well. Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center.
Der schwitzt doch schon so. Ich glaube, da ist irgendwas nicht
Sorry,
ganz
my
koscher.
analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex.
Touches his larynx as the left reaches the knife.
No? Who's that? Never heard of him. Who what? Boudoir photos? She sent some private photos to me by phone. Do you mean them? Yeah, I'll put them in an album for you. No.
He has fouled himself. I can smell the shit mingled with the hot blood. I toss the body away, expecting it to flutter in the air, the torn wrapper of a toothsome morsel. The ecstasy.
Do we really have to? Is that what he calls it? I'm not sure what we have, Sam, and I'm not sure how much longer we're going to have it. Being with Zach is no paradise, I can tell you. It's like his reproductive genes rule every decision he makes. I just want someone who will hold the door open for me, bring me tea in bed.
He's dead.
Then there was another long walk through the rain, the tiredness dragging on my legs, the muscles taut with cramp. Safe home at last.
Sam, look, I can't talk right now. I'm doing phone readings. Gotta pay for a jaunt somehow. Lexi's locked in till 8 too. I can sort you out afterwards, yeah?
And the memory of the assault grows hazy. I long to sleep myself.
I met him yesterday, doing the rounds, looking for reading work. Actually, he did mention Dorota. He said there was this girl he was planning to meet up with. Said she was alone every Monday night because her parents go to the cinema. Do you know what that means? It was Dorota Shaw. Fine, Sam. Birmingham. Mercury took us to Birmingham. We didn't know what for. We never really know what for. But we turned up. It started with a girl, Ginny. She was South African. I only mention it because that was its thing. Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but in hindsight, it was after South African girls. 3 to be exact. The Traveller wanted 3. You should ask Bronwyn. She's the one that knows about rights. I just know it normally involves 3, and all 3 share a common attribute. I guess you might call them demons, in as much as they can get inside us. They come from other worlds. Kind of, yeah. Quantum physics is real, didn't you know? There are many universes. In technical terms, a traveller is a trans-dimensional being far more superior to us, in as much as they can choose which reality to hang out in. We just get this one. Yes, disturbingly. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. They choose a reality/universe where they actually evolve to become the person they're possessing. So they jump in a few million years before our timelines intersect. They can't just jump into someone. It takes a few hours for that. They make the decision before they travel, which is why we can catch them. Yes, probably. The tarot doesn't just sat-nav us to normal murders.
Redeemed for it. They have to put everything back the way it was.
You know what, Poe? I think
we've got to stop meeting like this. Seriously though, Sam, I'm working. Can't it wait? Just give me to 8, okay?
I can tell you is shopping relates to needs and desires. So, Gabby, what you're...
It's 8 o'clock and time for another August update. Police investigating the death of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw have said there's no evidence to connect her boyfriend to the murder. Chief DuPont's statement was delivered in response to speculation from local residents that it was a crime of passion. Miss Shaw's strangled body was found by her mother around 10 p.m. last night in what the chief is calling a puzzling crime.
I can't believe people are gossiping already, Poe.
It's always the person closest to the victim, isn't that what they say?
But that poor boy. A reminder also that due to the murder, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced soon. The weather's getting worse tonight with heavy rain forecast. So if you're heading out, you might want to take a jacket. Or a cab.
Or wear the jacket in the cab. That's 8 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Was meint ihr? Machen wir weiter? Nächstes Kapitel oder sollen wir noch ein paar Untersuchungen anstellen? Also ich hatte da eigentlich noch so ein paar Fragen gehabt.
Some wonderful message.
Das war zum Oscar, hatte ich noch. Nee, Oscar war es gar nicht.
Listening to Radio August.
Yes, the Tower Reader. Delightful fella, but I couldn't offer him anything. He asked if he could do readings for my customers while they waited. Can't have that really, it's retail ambush.
Also weil es ein bisschen laut im Hintergrund ist, ist es mein Lüfter. Es ist mittlerweile recht warm in dem Zimmer. Über 20 Grad, also von daher, also über 25 Grad mittlerweile sogar. Hat sich ganz schön die Wärme angestaut, deswegen, ich hoffe es stört euch nicht. So.
He offered, but I declined. There's no such thing as fake detective. If there was, you could stop investigating right now. If you're supposed to find a killer, you will. Why put in the effort?
Easier to infect, young.
So, jetzt gehen wir zum nächsten
It's
Kapitel
8
mal gehen.
o'clock and time for another August update. Police investigating the death of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw have said there's no evidence to connect her boyfriend to the murder. Chief DuPont's statement was delivered in response to speculation from local residents that it was a crime of passion. Miss Shaw's strangled body was found by her mother around 10 p.m. last night in what the chief is calling a puzzling crime.
I can't believe people are gossiping already, Poe.
It's always the person closest to the victim, isn't that what they say?
But that poor boy. A reminder also that due to the murder, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced soon. The weather's getting worse tonight with heavy rain forecast. So if you're heading out, you might want to take a jacket. Or a cab.
Or wear the jacket in the cab. That's 8 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Sam, I've got news. We've done a reading.
So 5 of Swords. That's the same card as yesterday.
Let's hope it's not the Knight of Wands. This doesn't look good.
It's fine. This happens all the time. There are 78 cards in a deck. The same ones come up a lot.
I get it, but we drew the exact same cards yesterday. What are the odds of pulling all 3 again?
1 in 474,552. I know. I get asked a lot.
Bet it's a 10 of Swords.
It's happening again. There's going to be another murder. Then Lexi did her thing, and now we have a name. Ellis Monroe.
Did. That's just nature. She knew where this sickness was going as easily as she could see the light.
You must be Sam.
Eine weitere Person schließt sich an.
I just got off the phone with Chief DuPont. I can't believe it. First Dorota, now me. Yes. We were friends. I hadn't known her for long. Only a few weeks. We met at the gala. I was hosting and she was playing the cello, you know? I guess we talked for a little while and then she asked me for a drink after the show. After we'd had a few drinks, she invited me back to her house.
I thought we were just gonna chat, watch a movie, that sort of thing. Then she kissed me. I was so shocked. She was so attractive. So I kissed her back.
What?
This is just between us, right?
Na, of course.
We fooled around.
Natürlich. Bleibt es in uns.
I don't have many friends, Sam. Everyone thinks because I'm on the radio, I have tons of friends, so nobody ever approaches me. I get lonely. But Dorota was my friend, and I liked making her happy. Poe and Dorota, people I say hi to. I have thousands of followers and subscribers, and they keep me feeling warm when I'm down, but they're not friends. I do get the odd stalker, but that isn't something anyone wants. We're co-hosts on the radio. Oh, sorry. You know that already. We've been partners for 2 years now. He's a good friend. He's on air at the moment, but he'll be finished at 8:30. On air? We both were. We broadcast live hourly news reports. It's how we keep our funding. Not very well. He's done a few shoots of me and Poe to promote the show. He's fine. He keeps asking me to pose for him, you know, without any clothes on. I always say no. Oscar, yeah. She was a bit confused. When we started seeing each other, she didn't like him touching her anymore. I didn't mind, but she did. So I told her if he wanted to get sexual, then maybe she should try something else. I said some guys like to watch, so tell him it would be sexy if he could look but he couldn't touch. As far as I know, it worked. She told Oscar to watch from her walk-in wardrobe. When he was at a safe distance, she put on a show. She faked it. She told me she faked it. But you'd know best. I don't think so. We were very discreet. It was more fun that way. No. Sorry. I did have a strange dream last night, though. I was a Hollywood actress, and there were hundreds of magazines and newspapers all piling up on the red carpet, and they all had my picture on the front cover. But the red carpet wasn't carpet. It was a pool of blood, and it seeped through all the pages. Then I woke up. What do you think that means, Sam? I don't know what. I mean, I'm anxious now. Maybe it was predicting Dorota's death. Or mine. That sounds reassuring. I hope it's not just words, Sam. You've kind of just asked about Dorota since you got here. Sam, you forgot your phone.
I would say here's someone who wants to reach heights that they've never seen. And they might be a little overambitious.
Well,
Ist nicht da?
I can in fact tell you that a tower does in fact symbolize a quest for understanding.
Understanding?
And climbing stairs can show that you're achieving your goals.
Oh, so he is achieving his goals.
So, what I think is happening here is that you are striving for success, but you don't feel worthy of it. And it could be you're suffering from imposter syndrome, which is actually quite a common thing to suffer from. But what I can say to you, Simeon, is that you need to start believing in yourself. It's very important that you believe in yourself, and if good things happen to you, then please just embrace them. Embrace them and keep moving forward and keep striving for the best. Thank you for your dreams.
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop. So, what do we have here?
Well, this is certainly interesting. This, I would say you have to hold with two hands. And so I'd say it's heavy because it's made out of metal.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's some color on there as well. I think it's like a green. It's like green paint with some engraving on it.
Yes, what kind of situation or scene do we have depicted there? What do you think?
Well, what I think I can see is perhaps two people in combat.
Could be combat.
Maybe they're hugging.
It's funny that you mentioned combat first, because most people actually think this is an erotic scene. And then the second point you made was that it might be people hugging, but apparently most people think it shows an erotic scene. This is one of many painted leaden plates from the Khazars, and as such, it's over 1,000 years old. And it's not an erotic scene. It's not people hugging. It's not combat. It's actually a man grabbing the heart of a woman directly from her chest.
So, mit sind wir jetzt an diesem Part am Ende erlangt. Ich bedanke mich auf jeden Fall schon mal fürs Zuschauen, fürs Reinliken, fürs Abonnieren, fürs Kommentieren. Ich freue mich natürlich, wenn ihr beim nächsten Let's Play wieder mit dabei seid. Entweder hier bei Shapeshifting Detektive Part 3 oder beim anderen Let's Play von mir. Würde mich natürlich freuen. Und ich sage mal, ich bin raus, euer Foli. Tschüss, bis dann, wird Folis Game Haus.